Environmentalist at the Jos van Dyke Preservation Society, Susan Zalewski, says Sandy Key is a rat-free paradise since the successful removal of the rodent population from the island in 2002. Zalewski shared that information while delivering a presentation on the impact of invasive predators at the first invasive species panel discussion at the Fishlock Hall in J.R. O'Neill Botanical Gardens.
One of them, and one of the worst invaders in the world, which typically is on those top 100 lists, is the invasive black rat or the ship rat. And it's something that, we all battle it, whether it's, from a coconut tree in our yard, but pretty much at some point, I think most people in this room have put out a rat trap. And at some point, just how much destruction a single rat can cause chewing through plastic and chewing through plywood. And imagine what kind of impact that has in the natural environment. So it's not just that they're predators and that they're kind of killing and eating everything out there from native frog species, seabirds, wherever they are, they'll eat what they find. But also, what's their impact on some of our native vegetation? The rat's teeth grow about 6 inches every year. So if you think about that impact on a small island and environment, it's pretty significant. And then also another important thing is we're not just talking about saving wildlife, we're talking about the quality of human life. And a lot of these animals, such as rats, spread diseases like tularemia and other things that we don't want. And we are very fortunate here in the BVI to have a predator-free island, which is Sandy Key, which was initially owned by the estate of Lawrence Rockefeller and was gifted to national parks back in 2008. And before that happened, National Parks Trust, in conjunction with Island Resources Foundation, led a successful rat removal from the island. And since 2005, the Preservation Society has been involved in the caretaking of that island. And the man actually in the top in the red shirt with the yellow hat is David Blyden, who is the caretaker there. And every 3 weeks since 2005, he goes and checks those bait stations and makes sure that that island stays predator-free.
Zalewski also informed her audience that even cats and mongoose are invasive species. She said cats kill millions of birds per year, mostly just to entertain themselves.
And the mongoose was actually introduced, it's native to the Indian subcontinent, and it was introduced in the 1800s as a mean of controlling rats in the sugarcane fields. Except this is one of those things where humans kind of had the right idea, but a little bit misguided. Rats are nocturnal and mongoose feed during the day, so that was an unsuccessful attempt of one of your first attempts to control invasive species. But they're really skilled predators. They feast on everything from sea turtle eggs, birds, lizards, frogs, insects. They also spread diseases. We're fortunate in the BVI that we don't have rabies, but islands like St. Lucia and Grenada, when they're battling their mongoose, they have to worry about what kind of impact that has on human health. And then another one is the common cat or feral cat, which again, this is one of those species that people keep them as pets. We like cats. Humans have liked cats for hundreds and thousands of years. But the problem is what those cats do in a natural ecosystem. And they're also very skilled predators, and we see them killing for sport all the time. And they've tried to sort of wrap some numbers around just what damage cats cause. And in the United States, there's estimates anywhere on the low end from 500 million wild birds to up to 2 billion wild birds a year, which is just a really staggering impact on the natural environment. And then they also are a vector for diseases as well.
The discussion on invasive species was held by the Conservation and Fisheries Department on June 4, 2014. Invasive species are capable of causing extinctions of native plants and animals, reducing biodiversity, competing with native organisms for limited resources, and altering habitats. Representatives from the BVI National Parks Trust, the Conservation and Fisheries Department, Groundworks BVI, and the Department of Agriculture also presented on the various invasive species that exist in the BVI. JTV News already featured some of that information, which you can find on our website, jtvlive.net.